Hi, you're watching Our Baby Way, and you can hear Uhtred, potentially, if he keeps doing it in the background over there laying on the sofa, squealing in joy. So this is his 4 months update of, 4 months birthday. So it's actually been like 4 months and a week, and so I'm a little behind here, but not as bad as I've been before. So I will pick him up and you'll get to see him in a second, but I just wanted to give you a couple little blurbs about his development as a 4-month-old. So he's been doing a lot more squealing, and it's like joyful squealing, and it is so loud. Sometimes it freaks out the dogs. But he's just in such an excited mood. He does it. He especially does it when I take him and change him in the morning and on the changing table. He really likes getting changed, and he just gets so wiggy and excited. Right now he's just laying there looking at the sofa. So also, his hair has started to grow back. He had lost it the month before. It's really starting to come back in, which is nice. So now he has a bunch of short hairs and a couple long hairs like on the side and stuff that he never lost. He's also getting close to being able to sit. Now, not sit up, from laying. He's not close to that. But as far as if you sit him with his legs out kind of in front of him, like almost crisscross style or something, he can kind of hold himself up, and you just have to support him. You don't have to really keep him upright. So he has a lot more erectness, and he looks really strong, and he feels so much stronger. Every day that I pick him up, he's much more of a torso unit of a baby that's like really controlled. He's really great at hanging on too when I pick him up and carry him around. So that's fun. He discovered his feet, although he doesn't really care about his feet. I know a lot of babies really like their feet. As of now, he doesn't care about his feet. He just knows they're his. Come here, you. So I'll bring him over here. He's really interested also right now in grown-up talking. So like when I talk to him, he pays attention, but when I talk like this, normal voice, he looks at me like, what's happening? Like if I'm on the phone, he's like, he really wants to be a part of the grown-up conversation. Come here, Noodly. Here he is. He's probably gonna like looking at himself again. Hey there, baby who flirts with himself. So like I can hold him up just low, and he can pretty much hold himself up. I think he's liking to see this. So we don't do any screen time, let him see the screen. But in this case, or if we do FaceTime with family, he does get to. So I think he's like, whoa. Also, he's been enjoying books more because he really likes touching the page and trying to turn the page when I turn the page. And he started double reaching for stuff in a really controlled way. Like you hand him a ball and he quickly goes, ooh, give me the ball, and holds it. He doesn't have to think as hard to do that kind of thing. And he'll also reach for me now. Like when I put him down and he doesn't want to be put down, he'll do that like, oh, come back reach. And that's pretty cute. And it also makes your heart melt because you're like, oh, he's reaching for me, not just for whatever. It's specifically me. So that's a pretty cool feeling. Here we go. Let's sit over here. His eyes are still blue, but they're starting to maybe get a brownish, greenish, barely like tan maybe color right in the middle around the pupil. But you can really only tell when his eyes are dilated from the sun. When they're less dilated or they're larger, like inside, you can't really see because not as much of his, iris shows. Let's see. He's just recently started to put himself to bed really early. I mean, I know the time has changed and it's getting darker much earlier, but he started to put himself to bed at 7-ish. So we've decided to go ahead and enforce a bedtime of 7 o'clock, and it works so well. He's so good at putting himself to sleep at night. He has some trouble sometimes when he wakes up in the middle of the night putting himself back to sleep, but it really depends. He'll wake up once or twice to eat, and then he'll wake up once or twice to kind of act crazy and not necessarily be able to put himself back to sleep. So we're still kind of working on that and seeing how that'll go and stuff. But he's a really good sleeper. He's a really wiggly sleeper, and he's not as noisy as he used to be, but he's really wiggly. He'll like kind of roll over on his side and like arch his back all crazy and like hold his hand up over his head like this when he's sleeping. So that's pretty funny. We're going to move him to his own room in a couple days, and I'm really sad about it, but I think it's a good time to do it because he is a really good independent sleeper at this point. It's just his natural self. He's very good at it. So I would like to kind of keep going in that direction because he's already very good at it. So we're going to move him in there soon. It'll be sad, but it'll be it'll be good to do. Let's see. He's also started to get more visually capable, you can really tell. He's, what do you see there? He's really able to see the animals better than before. Before he could see them moving, but he couldn't really focus in on one and watch it as well. But he's really into the dogs now. We go outside and he just goes and watches Bolt or Kuna walk around, or, oh, there's some drool. Hi there. Watches the different ducks or the different animals like individually, and it looks like it's blowing his mind. He's like, oh my God, this is so cool. So that's really fun. What did I write there? Oh yes. He also tends to go a lot now for fun. He still does talking sorts of things, but he also goes like as fun. He just does it when he's going to sleep. He just does it random times just for fun. It's super cute. He also recently in the past few days started fake chewing. And there's nothing in his mouth, I've checked. But he'll do it not necessarily when I'm eating, but like today in the car, he was doing it. And he goes like, and you're like, what's in your mouth? But there's nothing in his mouth. He'll sort of chew on his lip a little like this. But just barely. He mostly just does fake chewing, like he's rubbing his gums together. Maybe he's starting to teeth. I don't know. But it's hilarious because it looks like he's trying to get ready to eat some solid food. And we're not going to do that probably till he's 6 months. So we still got a few months to go to wait. He's also really into people eating. So if you're eating in front of him, he's also in awe, like when he sees the animals and tries to reach for your mouth. And if you're drinking out of a cup, he really wants the cup and he wants to drink out of the cup too. He wants to like put his mouth on the edge of the cup or a water bottle or something like that. He's really interested in drinking. So that's going to be fun to see him doing that whenever the time comes for that. He does lots of laughing now. He does this thing in particular where Jason will like fake punch him. He'll be like psh, 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 like different parts of on his body, and Uhtred thinks that's the most hilarious thing ever, so he's really into that. He's also really into funny sounds. He laughs at me sometimes when I make like weird sounds with my mouth, like kind of just change my singing voice and make it sound goofy. He's really into that. And he's almost rolling over too. So right now he's almost rolling over. He's almost sitting up, or able to hold himself up sitting, not sitting up from laying down. And so I feel like it's a big time right now for him to be his development physically. And also, socially, he's so much more aware of people and new people, and he's smiley, and he smiles all the time. Like in the morning when I come over to his crib and look at him and I just look at him, he'll just go and like actually wiggle like, I'm so happy to see you. It's the best feeling in the world. And yeah, so he's more socially aware. And then also too, based on our research, he's starting to be able to digest more like an adult, which is interesting because his farts have been like grown up smelly, but his poops are still obviously like breastfed baby poops, which is weird. I'm like, why are your farts like our farts? Even though your poops don't smell like that at all. It's very weird. I think it's all of his stomach and his gut biome maturing. And then also too, apparently at this age is when they're learning how to sleep like an adult too. Like they're going to start going into the same patterns of sleep that adults have. And that's why sometimes they'll wake themselves up in the middle of the night now and have some trouble going back to sleep because they weren't sleeping like that before. They were just kind of out like, but now they go through phases, cycles of deep sleep and light sleep. And sometimes when they cycle into a light sleep, they might wake up and they don't necessarily know how to go back to sleep because they have never had to do this before. So it's pretty new time on all of those things. And that's pretty much the extent of what he has done. We also went to our first story time at one of the local libraries the other day, and he really had a good time. Partially because of the story, I think, but mostly because he really enjoyed watching the couple kids that were there that were older, like 2 and 3, and he really liked that. So I'm definitely going to take him back to that. I think he'll enjoy it. And then we'll get more books at the library because I really want him to be a library baby. But you can see him holding himself up. I'm just here to support just his lower back. But he looks like he's leaning over in a weird way. But he doesn't normally sit like this. He normally sits a little bit more erect. I think he's looking down at his feet and looking at the TV. But he's just a big, strong dude. And I haven't weighed him lately, so I don't know. But I would speculate that he's like 17 and a half pounds now or something like that. So that's his 4 months update. You can see his hair, if I cover the sun, you can see his hair is coming in more. And it's brownish. It's brownish and it has some glints of reddish blonde in the sun. But I think it's going to be pretty dark because still the back of his head is that darker. Whoops, come here, chickie. If you can see, turn and look at me. That dark, it's pretty dark. It's not black, like Jason's is black. Oh, he also likes going upside down. Like I'll hold him sometimes and go upside down with him, like lean over, and he thinks that's super fun. So let's say goodbye, Oopies. So he's also, got a strong grip on my hair. I've been having to keep my hair up or way out of the way. Oh, truly, Mickey. Okay, so thanks so much for watching the 4-month Uhtred update. And we will see you next month for 5 months old. Hopefully he'll be rolling over and sitting up then. We'll see. And hopefully he'll be in his own room. All right, bye, thanks.